Welcome to the Idaho Business Podcast, the only Idaho podcast focused on providing profits for Idaho people. If you love our state and love small business, you are in the right place. We interview local legends, learn business, and have way too much fun doing it. You're listening to the Idaho Business Podcast with your friend, host, and all-around great guy and owner of New Clean Commercial Cleaning, Spencer Ward.
All right, everyone, welcome back to the Idaho Business Podcast. We are here. It's right before Thanksgiving, right before the day of gratitude, where we all sit down and say what we're grateful for. And you know what? It's a good time for this episode because, it's been a crazy couple of months, I'm sure, for me and for, I'm sure, many of you. But before we get to all that, let's get into a little bit of the sponsorship. We are sponsored by my company, New Clean Commercial Cleaning. If you need any janitorial services, anything, from carpet cleaning, from stripping wax and floors, from window cleaning, from it is now cold and flu season. We do sterilization sprays, anything like that to restart your buildings, to help your employees stay safer, do less call-ins during those seasons, keep you more efficient. We also take care of that from pretty much from Burley here soon in Twin Falls all the way to Rexburg. Give us a call, 208-254-7070, extension, I believe, number 2. And you say that you heard about us on the podcast, we will give you your first sterilization spray absolutely for free, no strings attached. So getting back to the episode on gratitude and being grateful. We can all be at times thinking of, wow, things can be overwhelming. Things can be, feeling like we're drowning at times in our business or with what we're dealing with with what we're managing or whatever we're doing. And sometimes we just have to take a step back and realize again that we are the authors of our story. We are the captains of our own ship. And sometimes we believe that sometimes employees can hold us hostage in our own business. We believe that especially managers can hold us hostage in our own business because it's what we become accustomed to. It's what we become used to. And that's the way we've always done it, and that's the way it's got to continue to go because we're creatures of habit and we don't like change. And I'm here to tell you from going through a lot of different change in the last month that happiness is around the corner. I've noticed that just from a lot of different changes that we've, not just change in staff and management, but we've really just gone through and got really back to our roots of our core values again, of being honest, working together, making money, and being happy. Those are the things that we really strive for in our company. And I think that at times when we have certain people and leadership in place, people get lost and we get busy and we forget our way a little bit. And we forget what is truly important in our companies. And what happened with us, and I'm sure many other companies, is we get in our own way, that because we're so busy and we have so much to accomplish, stuff like core values go out the windows because who has time for that? But really, you really double down and focus on that kind of stuff, and really think about how grateful you are to number one, have those core values. If you have them. If you don't, shame on you, because you should have them. And number two, live by them, because if you do, my heck, just in the last month, we've seen just such a turn of morale in our company alone. Just people wanting to stay longer, people being just happier, because they're seeing that we're not allowing any negativity in the company. And if you are negative and you aren't a part of the core values, if you're not a core value fit, even if you're reliable, even if you're showing up, and you've been here X long, we don't care. We'll have a good core values discussion with you of how things we need to change and be altered. And if you don't decide to change that way, our next conversation is you're gone. And we've probably gotten rid of 6 or 7 people in the last, week and a half. And I'm telling you, it feels good. Like, obviously, it's never fun to get rid of people, but at the same time, you got to realize you're doing it to make your company better. And it's not like you didn't give these people a chance. You've held up to your end of the agreement when you hired them, is to give them a fair day's wage for them giving you a fair day's work. And if they're not working the way they need to be working, and they're constantly dragging down the morale of the company and being very negative and chasing away good prospects and good employees, how's that helping you and your company? How is that being a part of the culture and part of the fix of your company? It's not. So the gratitude that I'm going to share with all of you today is all about the core values. I'm thankful for my core values in my company, because really getting back to the roots, like I preach over and over again in this podcast, has really brought the success back to the company again. There's still things where we're changing, we're altering, we're still training up some new management. But my heck, we are stronger than ever, and we will continue to grow and be stronger and stronger as these guys get trained up even more. And it's amazing. So don't be afraid of change. It is tough, but there's changes that I should have made a year ago. So if you see stuff within your company and you're thinking, you know what, that should change. I need to, just because that's been like that for years doesn't mean it's right. And sometimes you just got to rip the Band-Aid off and make it work. And sometimes we think, oh, it's gonna cost me to dive into my company for 6 months, and it's gonna be excruciating, and it's gonna be all this extra work. Really, it's gonna be I think 2 weeks of kind of hard work, and now it's starting to ease off a little bit. And after maybe 2 more weeks, it's going to ease off even more substantially. And then I'll be back to working completely on my business, and this management team will be completely taking care of the stuff they take care of. Because, hold on real quick, I want to make sure my mic is tuned down the right way. Anyway, sorry, mic malfunction there. But I'm telling you, making these changes are incredible. And I'll be back to not working as many hours as I did. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. There were some 70-hour weeks, because on top of all this change, it wouldn't have been that much, but on top of all this change, we were onboarding one of our largest clients and stuff like that. So there was a lot all at once that we were taking care of. So if there's stuff that you're dealing with, please don't suffer in silence. Don't suffer and think that's all that she wrote. And if your P&L is not where you want it to be, meaning, if you're thinking, man, I'm not making the money I want to make, and you're automatically thinking, I need to grow my company, and I need to gross more revenue. Is it really that? Or is it, do you need to raise your prices? Would you rather do more work for, more money, like a lot more work for a little more money, or just raise your prices where they should be and make the money you should be making? So those are the things you need to be asking yourself, because these are questions that everyone goes through. P&Ls, balance sheets, running your company off of those 2 documents and your core values, you can't go wrong. That way you're not, and I say that because sometimes people just run their companies off of those 2 documents and nothing else. And that's where you start removing the people from your company. And you just become focused solely upon numbers. But if you do that, then you forget that people actually run your company for you. and you have personalities and people and families that really depend on your company, and you realize you take the soul out of your company at that point. So you really have to keep your core values in mind. So keep that stuff in mind as you're going throughout your weeks and throughout your months, and come to the close of this year, finish out strong, make the changes you need to make so you can start this upcoming year with the strength that you want to start. If you need to raise some prices, raise them. If you need to make some employment changes, make them. So that's the kind of stuff you need to be looking for, because I'm telling you, from proof is in the pudding. For what I've just gone through, things have never been better. So go through some introspection in your own lives and your own business, and decide, what can I do to make things better in 2023? What positions can I thin slice better? Because we've talked about thin slicing a lot. And what can I do to improve my bottom line to make me a little more money or a lot more money come 2023? I don't care what the circumstances are. I don't care what they say about recessions or anything like that. There are things you can do to continue to make more money. So you guys go out there and dominate your day. Be grateful. Go hug your babies. Go hug your family. Go hug your loved ones, and enjoy the turkey. Get fat and happy, and just look around it. Look around you as you're enjoying that day and enjoying your week, and just realize how much you have to be grateful for. There's so much out there. There's so much pawing at your of negativity that's just pawing to bring you down. And don't let that. Don't give any heed to that, because there's so much out there, so much positivity out there that you should be latching on to. So stay out there, stay happy, and find people out there to surround yourself with, that are bringing positivity in your life, and separate yourself from those negative forces that just want to bring misery into your life. So you guys out there, keep on keeping on, and we'll see you next week. Adios.
Congratulations on spending a couple of minutes getting a little bit smarter, having some fun, and supporting the Idaho business community. If you're feeling the love, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you are.